What's up? My name is Dave. I'm your host. You're listening to the last podcast, where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. If this is your first time listening, welcome. I hope to bring you value and a little entertainment from time to time. If you're returning, I hope to continue to provide you with tips, ideas, and value, and a little entertainment that will help improve your life one way or another. Okay, so how are you doing out there? I trust all is well with you. I have another question that I want to pose here that I actually want to ask you guys. Are you an avid reader? Do you enjoy reading good books? For me, I love a real good book to read, and I am an avid reader. When I was in my late teens, I used to work for a securities job stationed at the Hemsley Hotels in Manhattan. Now, at this particular Palace Hotel where I worked, there was a bookstore like right around the corner, well, a couple of blocks away. And it was called Doubleday Bookstore. It was like an adventure for me. Every Wednesday when I got paid, I would actually go to the store before I start work, probably about an hour before I start, and just sift through the mounds of exciting books to explore. And I would do this every Wednesday. And I mean, every Wednesday, like clockwork. Every time I got paid, I bought like 2 to 3 books every week. Every week. Never missed a week. And then one day I was reading a book, and one of the employees came downstairs and they were saying, "Man, you sure do a lot of reading. You read a lot of books. Every time I turn around, you're reading a new book." So I said, "Yeah, I really enjoy reading." He said, "That's great. It's fantastic. You enjoy reading a good book." But what I would challenge you with is instead of reading these books, which was nothing wrong with them, they were really good books. But he said, "Why don't you try?" Because first he asked me, how many books a week do you buy? I said about three, 2 to 3 every week. He says, "Okay, so in the midst of buying that 2 to 3 books, why don't you take and buy one book that will be life altering, that you could read about some life changing information that will definitely impact your life for the rest of your life." So, with that thought in mind, the following week I went out and I ventured out to go to the bookstore to take his advice. I got my one book. I scoured the bookstore, picked that one book that I'm still going to read. And then I said, okay, I got to find a book that will provide me with some life altering information. And you know something? I had no clue. I first realized something years later, or actually, I would say years later. I had to figure out what it is that I would like to learn. And that was the key to finding your life altering information. You can pick a book, but if you don't have a clue, sometimes you just wind up spending a lot of money trying to find things that you might be interested in, even though you could sit in a bookstore and read. But I had an hour. I was on a time constraint, trying to get to work, and I didn't want the added pressure of feeling like I was rushing. So that week, I never got an opportunity to get that book that was life altering. And I just wind up doing the same old thing that I was normally doing, which was picking my book to read. But, months down the road, I found something that I wanted to take a look at. And here's the whole key too. Um, I had a friend whose uncle was into computers. He was a programmer. And when I went to their house, I was like, wow, this is a computer. And I didn't have a computer. I didn't even know about computers at that time. It was just basketball, all sports, and that was it. So, and work, of course. So, I was intrigued. So the following week, I actually went and into the computer section to look at some books. I never really bought anything because there was really nothing that piqued my interest, and everything that I did see was like Greek. It was like Greek for me. Um, However, later on in the years, I wind up transitioning over from reading for leisure to reading to help change my life. And I've been in that section ever since. And that is the purpose of this call today is when you find your way to a bookstore to look for information, and that information you're trying to either learn something new or a little entertainment, or basically mostly a lot of people are trying to find that idea or the next big idea or how to do something. And how to books is just phenomenal besides YouTube University. But I have two books that I want to share with you that I've read. One of the books is you've probably all heard of it. I mean, I think I have about 300, maybe 400 books, and I'm an avid reader. I need another bookshelf to house all my books. But this one here is called Change Your Words, Change Your Life. It's by Joyce Myers. She also has another good book that I like. It's called The Battlefield of the Mind, or The Mind is the Battlefield. And I've written a poem to that too. But this is a real good book. It talks about, how you can use words, to help change your life. And my cat was in here just a minute ago trying to make noise. How you can use words to help change your life. Life altering words. Words are powerful, and everybody knows that. Everybody knows that words are powerful. But the way you change those words, and like a person may say, I can't do that. Well, I might not be able to do that right now. However, I can learn. It's all about being positive. So that is one of the books that I wanted to uh, introduce to you. And I don't know if you guys read it, but there's a lot of different books about the power of words. Um, and the Bible says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." So whatever you tell yourself, that's also important. And I think that this book here by Joyce Meyer, Change Your Words, Change Your Life, is awesome. So if you ever get a chance to go to the bookstore, take a look at that. It really has a lot of impactful ideas to help you change your life and change your words, to change your thinking, and so on and so forth. And another favorite of mine is The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill. And you probably heard of his other book. It's called Think and Grow Rich. I have them both. Um, and there's another book I will introduce another time, but not now. The Law of Success. This is an awesome book. If you want to change a lot in your life, I implore you to go ahead and go out and get this book. This book is like a course. So, and just so you know, this book also has like 580 something pages to it. So, this book will allow you to change your life completely. Like I said, it's not just a book, it's actual course. So it's called The Law of Success, the Master Wealth Builder's Complete Original Lesson Plan for Achieving Your Dreams. Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich. Um, the 15 Principles to Winning by the Motivational Champion of All Time. And this book you have to have. If you don't have this in your library, go out there and get this book. I'm not getting paid for any of this, just so you know. I believe in sharing what I enjoy reading, and like I said, I'm an avid reader. So those are the two books I just wanted to mention today. And definitely, if you don't have those two books, go out and get them. My name is Dave, and you're listening to the last podcast where the first shall be last and the last shall be first. I thank you so much for listening. And if you want to reach out to me, go ahead and do so at I would really like to know if you did this for books because I'm telling you right now, you'll be ashamed. Well, that's it for today. Thanks again for listening.